Greetings. Welcome to today's YOHCAST. This is our series of interviews where we reach out to inspire youth all over the world. Today we're in Atlanta, Georgia in support of the 2009 Trumpet Awards. And I'm very excited because today we will be conducting a YOHCAST with one of my favorite actors who's world-renowned, none other than Academy Award winning Mr. Louis Gossett Jr. Welcome to Atlanta, Mr. Gossett.
Thank you.
First up, topic is goal setting. Share with us, if you will, what were some of your goals when you were growing up as a youth?
Well, it started, some of my goals, I grew up with a guy named Sandy Koufax. And we used to do a one-upsmanship. It started with a ball, and who could pitch more strikes against the wall, and stick ball, and who could hit three sewers with a broomstick handle. It didn't matter what it was. And all of us grew up together that way. And then we got into school and had to do who could throw a baseball further, who could hit, and who could run faster. And so our dreams were that of nature as we grew up. And it afforded us to get in shape early on. You know, and then, of course, there was the churches and who could sing better. And there was the chiffons and rillettes was in my choir. So we could sing, you know. So I got that impetus of excelling. The whole group was excelling. If you get a group of people who excel, and you grow up with them, and you, of course, teach them the basics of life, you got some excellent people. So you got some pretty good society around you. And you carry that into your profession, and you align yourself with those people who want to excel themselves. The competition is genuine, strong, hard, and you all make it. It's like Lynn Swan and Stallmaster, and Stallworth, and those guys. Those guys, that Pittsburgh Steelers team, Steel Curtain, the Lake Giant team, some of the sports teams, they kind of push each other. And I see us doing that now. So some young guys pushed a young man in Chicago, and lo and behold, he became the president.
Very well. Education seems to be the driver's license for success, and that's what we instill with all our youth around the world.
I think so.
Share with us, how has the value of education helped shape you on and off the screen?
Well, education is very important. I think before education is what we used to have, and we kind of lose it. Most families have lost it. And that's that family mentorship and education with the grandparents and the neighborhood and an extended family, where no child was left alone, and prepare that child for the education. So the preparation of a child for school becomes extremely important. That's what my foundation is. It's called the Racism Foundation. Is to make sure that kid, when that kid comes out of that house, the most attractive thing is not the gang. And it has to do with a hands-on mentorship to make sure that child, even though they may not like it,
right,
gets what's right and what's wrong. There is self-respect, how they should dress, and the respect for their elders and the opposite sex, and how they should present themselves. And when they walk out of that door, they represent the family in a certain way that the gang doesn't have a foothold. So that when that child gets from home to that neighborhood to school, then they're ready to learn. So education is extremely important, but it's got to have a cooperative young person to be educated. Those two things are very necessary in a growing society.
Very well stated. Big dreams. We want all of our youth also to have big dreams and believe that you can achieve those dreams. Share with us, what was it like dreaming that someday you would become a great actor and actually living that out and having it happen in your life?
Well, I often thought my first dream was I could be just like Jackie Robinson. I didn't want to be like Sugar Ray Robinson because he got hit too much. But Jackie Robinson, he was my first hero, Jackie Robinson. And every time he'd steal a base, I would steal a base. So much so that I would run pigeon-toed the way he did. Then I had more dreams of getting on Broadway, and I had no idea about I was going to be an actor. But when I became one, I said I wanted to be, like Cab Calloway, because he's what I saw. And then I saw Miles Davis, and I saw others. And my dream kept increasing by the people I saw. Of course, I wanted to be just like Sidney Poitier for long years, and I worked with him in Raising in the Sun, and I always dreamed to be something better than I am. Always aspire to be better. It's the impetus of being better than you are, so you're never relaxed. So there's always something to learn. But the dreams are extremely important to any of us. Any of us, whatever we want to do, whatever it is we want to do, without dreams we can't picture, and we have to have a roadmap on where we can go from here to there. So if we get up in the morning and find out what we dream and make a roadmap from here to there, we get there a little quicker. But if we don't have it in mind, we're subject to go for anything.
Let's shift gears a moment to setbacks. In life, sometimes we do have setbacks. So share with us, if you will, along your journey in the acting business, did there ever come a point where you went out there and you felt you nailed that audition and you just knew that part was coming your way, but they selected someone else? How did you bounce back from that?
Well, you learn early, but it's never been a setback. That hasn't been my setback so much as, and in spite of winning an award, not getting what I thought I deserved, that's more of a setback. And I've had to insulate myself by finding out what was more important than that job. So, in winning Oscars and Emmys and Golden Globes, I'm not even invited to the ceremonies anymore. They kind of just don't look at me at all. I had to find something else, and that's something else, of course, is my belief in God, who's in charge. And what Alan Saley's grandma said, and like my grandma said, God may not be there when you want him, he's always there on time. And that belief carries me over all the disappointments and setbacks. And that's one of the things I'd like to teach our young people, regardless of whether it's Buddha or Allah or God, that something not of this planet is to lead our lives. Otherwise, anything man-made is always subject to disappointment. That's man. But anything above that is something which we can pattern our lives by. So setbacks are spiritual experiences these days instead of disappointments.
And lastly, when we look out there and you're reaching out to youth out here, what words of encouragement can you share with today's youth that are losing a little bit of self-esteem, thinking about dropping out of high school, and not putting forth their best effort?
Well, right now, since we have that president, there are no more excuses, guys. You can't say working in McDonald's or being a gangbanger is the only shot you got. It's over. It's over. Wearing your pants down below your waist, it's over. Being bling bling, it's over. Using the N-word, it's over. We have a president of the United States, and God has put him there, and his family, for us to put up. He's our role model. So there's no more excuses.
Well, folks, you heard it right here directly from the man himself, Mr. Louis Gossett Jr. Our slogan is "Get your jump on life." And here's a man that has been getting his jump on life for years. And Mr. Gossett, we just want to leave you a couple parting gifts as our token of appreciation for all you do in getting your jump on life. May God continue blessing you, and thank you for all you've done. And that is our story there with bouncing back, living life the right way, so we can try to encourage today's youth to do the same, regardless of how you failed in your life. It's not over, and you heard it directly from Mr. Louis Gossett Jr.
Now, you young folks, if you have a computer, remember this name, Brashear. There's history of this gentleman's family here. Cuba Gooding played one of them. There's a hockey player who's a great hockey player. But the people, how these people got to where they were from the Underground Railroad is a story that you know nothing about. Go check out the Brashear family. That's just one of millions that you should know by heart. That's where you can start. Take the hat, put it on the front of your head. Go check out the Brashears. That's number one brand.
Thank you so much. I'm honored, Mr. Gossett Jr. God bless you.